Franklin's, everybody, Franklin's. We finally restocked. So over the next 2 or 3 nights, we're going to have a couple of specials per night tied to certified Franklin's. And we're leading off, well, let's take a peek. S-mints, the last 2 S-mint half dollars in U.S. history, 53 and 54, happen to be Franklin's. 64 grade, blast white beauties, look at that price. $69.95 on the 53, $59.95 on the 54. Cutting right to the chase, everybody. Our competition sells uncirculated coins and capsules at $103 and $73.50. We're selling you 64 certified NGCs for significantly less. That's our style. It's our thing. Now, over the last 3 or 4 years, there's been a lot of pressure put on the Franklin series. Deservedly so, because it's a half a century old and then some, yet the value per coin is affordable for how rare they are. And I'll get to the specifics on that here in a minute. But we're also remembering one thing. Silver goes to $50 an ounce in 1980, correct? Which means all of these melted at 20 bucks a piece. The second part of the story is chapter 2 here, and chapter 2 is NGC didn't start certifying coins until the late 1980s. So at this time in history when silver is going crazy, you had, well, uncirculated, circulated, the collecting of the time, and or melting for 20 bucks a throw. And it was indiscriminate. Now right there below the E and the S in states, at the very top of the coin, 12 o'clock, is the S mint mark. That is not a hook to hang the Liberty Bell. That is actually the S mint mark. That's the location of San Francisco. It's a tiny one, but that's what it is. Beautiful look and feel. San Francisco made only 5 Franklins, everybody. These are 2 of them, the last 2. 1954 also happens to be the last year the Franklin half dollar, any half dollar was issued by the U.S. Mint for circulation in San Francisco. Funny but true. Now let's get to the good stuff, shall we? 1953, 4.1 million coins were made. Look at that beauty. Today, if you look at NGC's population reports, which is a free service, so let's use it. 6,082 coins are known in 64 or higher. Now, if you go to 1954, the last San Francisco ever, the coin there on your right, 4.9 million made. And then again, 8,556 in 64 or higher. That equates to 0.15%, so less than 1%, a lot less. It's less than 1/4%. And then the 54 is no different at 0.17%. Crazy. Special coins. But again, I go to the basics. If our competition's selling coins and capsules, mint state 60s uncirculated coins at 103, and we're selling a 64, 5 grades higher for $50 less, heck of a deal. How about the 54? They're selling it for $73.50 in a capsule. We again are 5 grades higher, and you're saving $15 a coin. There was 4.9 million of those out there at the price of $73.50. There are only 8,556 of these 3/4 of a century later. That's it. And it's only $59.95. That's the secret of the Franklins. Case in point, 2022 Silver Eagles, to give you a relative number. They've made 10 million Silver Eagles so far in uncirculated condition, all of them from West Point. NGC alone, this service, is already over 100,000 coins certified in high grade, 69 and 70. 100,000. And you're looking at the same type of prices. This one, 6,082 and 85.56 respectively. Outright crazy. The San Francisco Mint, the last of the San Francisco Mint here tonight. 53 and 54 S and 64 certified. Nothing but the best. Of the 5 S mints, the 53S is numbered 2 behind the 49S in mintages, but it comes down, and that's a very important part, but it comes down to populations now. Certified coins or not. Knowing what's out there in relationship to everything else around it. That is really the key. Phones are bouncing back and forth right now. So avccoins.com. When you see that in the bottom right-hand side of your screen, you'll notice avccoins.com pop up every once in a while. When they pop it up there, it just means I missed watching the because I have a monitor here that tells me how many operators are on the phone versus not on the phone. It tells me how close we are to what we call Q, red, which means we have more phone calls coming in than operators available. We're there right now on this particular product, but it's only a 15, 20-second hold pattern before a live operator can get to you. So they'll pop that graphic up for you just as a reference. So that way, if you have a smartphone, laptop, etc., and you've ordered from us that way before, you're comfortable, a great way to do it. By any means, doesn't mean you can't talk to Hunter and the crew. They're the best out there, but it's just a patience issue and let you know how the flow of the show is going at any given time. We are loaded for bear tonight with products, and this is just the tip of the iceberg. 53S, 54S, the last two San Francisco Franklins, last two San Francisco uncirculated or $50 of any type happen to be Franklins. Our competition again at 103 and 73.50 respectively for coins and capsules. And tonight we're in 64 blast white condition. The other side of this deal, that we just purchased this deal last week. We took a third of them. So there'll be people out there selling these at higher prices, but they're ugly coins. We took all the blast white coins, obverse and reverse, like they were made yesterday, out of the deal. Paid a small premium for it, but we know that's what we always want to be talking about. $69.95, $59.95, the best of the best for everybody. You guys, our customer, the best. Guys, we got to put a 1-minute clock up on this one. Getting down the single digits. The 54 is selling out a little bit faster than the 53. I understand. We call it bookends, the first of something, the last of something, and that 54S is the last $50 ever struck by the San Francisco Mint for circulation. Now these are uncirculated specimens. They're all certified 64s, the best of the best of the best. But it really comes down to this, and that is the industry has taught us one thing in the last decade, and that is low mintage figures are quick sellouts from the U.S. Mint, right? Remember last year, 175,000 Morgan dollars, times 5 plus 200,000 piece. 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 7 minutes, 3 different sales, and now you can't touch that coin for a couple $100 each. That is 175,000. These two from almost 3/4 of a century ago, 6,082 of them are known to exist on the one on the left, the 53S, and only 8556 on the right. That's the 54S, the last ever. Competition again, 103 and 73.50. Look at our crazy price. And again, $69.95, $59.95. That's the way we do business. Thank you, everybody. But it is time to be moving on.